Hey guys, I'm going to be doing a nail tutorial for gamers. The gamers isn't. I'll teach anyone how to do it, but gamers in particular, you can use a little work. I mean, put some effort into it. Get good. Everyone's starting to notice how rubbish we all look, kind of as a whole. So pull your weight maybe. All right, the first step is going to be to find someone to entertain yourself for the next hour, because both your hands will be tied up for this process, and as a gamer, that will be difficult. So we're going to go ahead and turn on some Mystery Science Theater and entertain ourselves that way. In the not too distant future, next Sunday AD. The next step after that is going to be to just cut your fingernails so they don't look so terrible. Cut them, clean underneath them. If you know what you're doing, clean the cuticles. If you don't, leave them alone. You don't want to mess up your cuticles and end up getting an infection because you suck. Yeah, I mean, get good, guys. Go look up how to clean your cuticles if you want to actually do anything with them. Otherwise, just leave them alone. All right, step after that is going to be to shape the nail a little bit if you want to. If nothing else, just use the emery board to file down the ridges on your nail just a little bit so they're not quite so rough. Otherwise, you're not going to get a good surface to actually paint later on. Alright, this is after just finishing with the emery board there. You can kind of see they're a decent bit smoother, but we still want to get all the dust off of there before we paint so we can get a good finish. So we're going to go wash our hands. Alright, and the polish we're going with today is going to be a Sword Chomp base coat, and then RLY blue there, and I really like, they make good polishes, and then a Sword Chomp top coat. You put some behind there, which they make really good top coats, one of my favorites. So we're gonna go with these. And you're gonna want to try not to hit the cuticle here, but if you do, it's not the end of the world. And then you're going to want to let that dry until it's no longer tacky before you move on to the color. And then once that's dried, we're going to put the first coat of color on. And you're going to want these to be very thin. You're going to let that dry, and then you can put on a second and possibly third coat in the same way. If at any point you get a smudge, like accidentally get a fingerprint on a nail or something, you can actually just lick or just get a little water on the end of one finger and just kind of rub it smooth. Just make sure your finger is still wet while you're doing that, and you'll be able to work out any imperfections in the finish without moving it. Don't press too hard, just lightly kind of buff out any problems, and you can go from there. And I'm going to do the top coat a bit thicker than the other coats, because this is just going on as one coat. And we're going to let these dry. They should take about 15 minutes to not be tacky anymore. In a couple hours, they should be to the point where you're not really going to put a fingerprint in them or anything like that. But they won't harden for the first day. They'll slowly harden until they're about as hard as your nails underneath over the first day, at which point you can kind of do whatever with them, but you're going to need to baby them just a little bit at first. And now that these are dry, I can kind of show off the finish there. It takes a little extra time just to make sure that the nails are clean and smooth and ready for the paint to get a finish like that, but it really is worth the extra time to get the sort of quality that you want. These should last for about a week, maybe a little less, kind of depending on how you use them. But I'm guessing as a gamer, you're probably gonna
want to take care of the tools of the trade there.
So hopefully you enjoyed that. Maybe learned a little something new, got yourself looking good. Looking good. It's you deserve it. You really do, for putting in all the effort, beating those bosses and saving those princesses. It's a tough job. You deserve to look as good as you feel, especially those fingers doing all the work in that gaming. They should look their best. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys.